first graders, I'm going to read the second half of Frog and Toad All Year. And the story that we're going to start with today is called The Surprise. And this is the fall story, because remember yesterday we did the winter and the summer story and the spring story. So this is the fall. The Surprise. It was October. The leaves had fallen off the trees. They were lying on the ground. I will go to Toad's house, said Frog. I will rake all of the leaves that have fallen on his lawn. Toad will be surprised. Frog took a rake out of the garden shed. This is not so nice. He's going to go to his friend's house and rake leaves. Toad looked out of his window. These messy leaves have covered everything, said Toad. He took a rake out of the closet. I will run over to Frog's house. I will rake all of his leaves. Frog will be very pleased. So isn't that nice? Toad's going to do the same thing. They don't even know it. Frog ran through the woods so that Toad would not see him, and Toad ran through the high grass so that Frog would not see him. So they're trying to surprise each other with a good deed. Such good friends. Frog came to Toad's house. He looked in the window. Good, said Frog. Toad is out. He will never know who raked his leaves. Toad got to Frog's house. He looked in the window. Good, said Toad. Frog is not home. He will never guess who raked his leaves. Frog worked hard. He raked the leaves into a pile. Soon Toad's lawn was clean. Frog picked up his rake and started home. Toad pushed and pulled on the rake. He raked the leaves into a pile. Soon there was not a single leaf in Frog's front yard. Toad took his rake and started home. So look at that. They did such a nice thing for each other. It's hard for you to see over there, right, Maria? A wind came. It blew across the land. The pile of leaves that Frog had raked for Toad blew everywhere. The pile of leaves that Toad had raked for Frog blew everywhere. When Frog got home, he said, Tomorrow I will clean up the leaves that are all over my own lawn. How surprised Toad must be. When Toad got home, he said, Tomorrow I will get to work and rake all of my own leaves. How surprised Frog must be. That night, Frog and Toad were both happy when they each turned out the light and went to bed. Because they all thought that they each thought that they had done a good deed for the other. They didn't know that it didn't really work. And then this is the last story in this book, Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, Toad cooked a big dinner. He decorated the tree. Frog is late, said Toad. Toad looked at his clock. He remembered it was broken. The hands of the clock did not move. Toad opened the front door. He looked out into the night. Frog was not there. I am worried, said Toad. What if something terrible has happened, said Toad. What if Frog has fallen into a deep hole and cannot get out? I will never see him again. He's just imagining that. Toad opened the door once more. Frog was not on the path. What if Frog is lost in the woods, said Toad. What if he is cold and wet and hungry? That's not real. He's just imagining it. He's letting his worries get the best of him. Oh, this part's a little bit really scary. His imagination's getting too scary. What if Frog is being chased by a big animal with many sharp teeth? What if he is being eaten up? Cried Toad. My friend and I will never have another Christmas together. Oh dear. Toad found some rope in the cellar, which is like the basement. I will pull Frog out of the hole with this, said Toad. Toad found a lantern in the attic. Frog will see this light. I will show him the way out of the woods, said Toad. So he's imagining all the ways he has to save him, but he doesn't even know that he's hurt. Toad found a frying pan in the kitchen. I will hit that big animal with this, said Toad. All of his teeth will fall out. Frog, do not worry, cried Toad. I am coming to help you. Toad ran out of his house. So he's got the lantern to get out of the woods, the rope to get him out of the hole, and the pan to hit the animal with. And guess who he saw when he got out the door? Are you ready to guess? Do you know it? was Frog. There was Frog. "Hello, Toad," he said. "I am very sorry to be late. I was wrapping your present." "You're not at the bottom of a hole?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "You're not lost in the woods?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "You are not being eaten by a big animal?" asked Toad. "No," said Frog. "Not at all." "Oh, Frog," said Toad, "I am so glad to be spending Christmas with you." That's so silly. Toad opened his present from Frog. It was a beautiful new clock. He needed one because the other one was broken. The two friends sat by the fire. The hands of the clock moved to show the hours of a Merry Christmas Eve. And that is the end of Frog and Toad All Year. So we'll have read all 3 of these books by the time the school year finishes. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.